Hello everyone. So here I have the Sony Z Ultra and the XZ Premium, which just came out in the US I think 2 or so weeks ago, which is about how long I've had it. And I wanted to do a quick comparison. I'm kind of a fan of Sony phones, and I've had this phone for now I think it's almost 4 years since it came out. I've broken it twice, had a warranty replace it once, then Sony bought me out once with the extended warranty and I sent it to China to get it fixed, and I've been using it ever since. And I actually first bought this phone when I went to the store. When I got the Z Ultra, I really didn't know what to think. In fact, I went to the store and purposely bought the phone to try it out because I didn't know if it was too big, or there was just no way to tell without owning it. So I first bought it, and in the first 2 weeks I kind of hated it, but after that I've really grown to love it. And I waited for, I think, almost 4 years now for a successor. However, there isn't one, and at this point I just gave up. So I got the XZ Premium. I know that the screen is much smaller. Obviously, it outspecs it in every single way. It's a much newer phone. But I just kind of want to show the difference between the two, as they are kind of premium Sony phones, and even though this is a totally different class of device, they are similarly designed. And other things I'd like to point out, for example, in terms of waterproof, I know I haven't tested the XZ Premium or either phone really underwater, but the way the ports are designed, the XZ Premium seems much better in terms of handling anything that's wet, because they're kind of, I don't know if you can see here, the ports are kind of inside the edge. They're not kind of plastered onto the edge from the outside, so it's very difficult for them to kind of come off. And in fact, I'm missing some of the ports here, but as you can see, the port here takes up the entire edge, and yes, this phone is completely destroyed, cracked, broken, every single side. It's it's really a true road warrior, but you know what? It still works, and it works surprisingly well. So in terms of design, and just it hasn't changed all that much. In fact, the Z Ultra, the older phone, is designed better. I think it's thinner, it's sleeker, it's nicer, and except for these ports, that's the only real new change that I like. And also the edge, or I don't like how the edge of the screen is curved, because this makes it a little more difficult to kind of put a glass screen protector, or just kind of make a flat surface or case protector. And now I get to the point where a lot of people complain about the XZ Premium, which is the bezel, and there's no denying both of these phones have the massive bezel. And I might be one of the few, but I actually like this bezel. And here are a few reasons for this. And it's not this fact that this supposedly has better speakers or anything like that behind the bezel. It's that it makes it easy to hold the phone. I can pick it up, I can hold it with 2 fingers, and it will be steady. I know that if someone pushes me, or I'm in a crowd or anywhere, I can hold the phone and not worry about touching the touchscreen. And at this point also, if I'm playing a game, which I do not, but if I'm watching a movie or using my device, I can easily hold it like this on both sides. And I think this is something kind of lost among the new phones that have the giant screens, especially the Samsungs with the curves. It's very hard to find a screen protector or glass screen protector that perfectly fits the edge and get everything on and the same. And now if you drop your device, the edge also has a screen, and there's just more to break. And maybe I'm old-fashioned, but it really doesn't matter to me. As long as the Z Ultra here, if you can fit a big screen, it's easy to hold, that's fine with me. And I really wish that Sony released another Z Ultra, because I would sell the XZ Premium tomorrow and buy a new Ultra if they remade it. I mean, this phone is absolutely fantastic. It's traveled all around the world. Its battery's amazing. It's easy to hold. It's basically a handheld computer, and the only thing holding it back these days is the processor. But back when it came out, and it still is very fast, this is why I waited so long, because the new generation of CPUs for the XZ Premium it's really fast. It's very fast. I'm sure you've seen other videos if you're interested in the XZ Premium. I mean, the tests pretty much smoke everything, and so I rate it very highly on that. I'm not sure about these marketed extra special awesome speakers. I can't really demonstrate to you on this video, as it's just kind of a basic camera. But the speakers are pretty decent. They're in no way crappy. They're not like terribly amazing. You don't turn it on and you're like, wow, this is the greatest sound I've ever heard in my life. And I personally can't really think of a smartphone that sounded better, but they sound good. It's just, they're fine. I'm happy with them. And speakerphone is good, so when I'm driving I can have it in my cup holder and I can hear directions for Google Maps without taking it out. I appreciate that. overall, just general quality, this device is quite awesome. It feels great. You might have noticed I have a glass screen protector. I really like it, but I did a terrible job putting it on, so I'm going to get another one and try to put it on better. I think due to the fact that I did this, the touch sensitivity on it is kind of gone down, and I can't 100% say that as it's really kind of off and on the edge. But otherwise, the screen protector is good. But I'm really hoping that if I get a new one and put it on, maybe I'll try actually removing this one and putting it back on after cleaning it. But yeah, the touch has been a little weird, so I have to kind of press it a little hard. But I kind of wanted to protect this device as it is very expensive, and I got the accidental damage warranty. And everything about it has been amazing so far. In some ways, it's funny to say in this review that I've used this phone for 2 weeks, but it's almost a not as exciting device because it's just so perfect. It's just wins on every front. There's nothing to say about it. It has great battery life, great camera, great screen, good speakers, it looks great, it's the right size, it has all the new features, it has USB-C. It doesn't have Google Daydream, which I guess is a little too bad, but it's in some ways it's just exciting in a non-exciting way. It just is a small, easy to hold phone that does everything you could possibly ever want to do, and I think that's pretty awesome. Also, I'll put up a few samples, but in terms of the super slow 960 FPS camera, I think maybe you could say that this is kind of a gimmick feature. Some people, you could make that argument, but on the other hand, it is cool. It's about 1 second, so it's really short during the duration of the slow motion part. But it is 960 FPS, and this type of technology is just 10 years ago was just not even, couldn't even think about the fact that a cell phone could ever do this in 720p, and the fact that it can and it actually looks great is, unbelievable. So if you're kind of looking to future-proof, get an awesome phone, phone with every top spec, the screen size fits you, I really see absolutely no reason not to go for this. The main reason I didn't go for the Galaxy S8 is, one, I cannot stand the utter amount of junk that Samsung preloads on their phones. Two, I've had some bad experiences with Samsungs. With their terrible battery life, and I had a Galaxy S8 and S6 that my wife had, and both devices just began to crawl after a year. They were just completely unusable, and I know they weren't my devices, and I helped her out. I reformatted them, I cleaned them out, I factory reset them. Nothing helped. They were just completely unusable. So I decided to continue going with Sony because no phone I've ever had has been slow from Sony, except for the XZ Ultra, which I sold after buying it for 3 months. Using it for 2 or 3 months, and that's just because it didn't have enough storage, but it was not slow. So this is my kind of a 2-week overview. I'm not going too deep into specs or anything. This is just what I think. I think the phone's awesome. And in some ways, yes, this review it's almost boring because it's just slam dunk in every category, and it works. That's it.